In one hand, I do think they're growing up too quick because you kind of just want to bottle them when they're that age because they're so cute. And on the other hand, I want them to make their own breakfast.
Other parents tell us that do this, don't do that, and give us advice. Excuse me, we've got 2 children, we know. We don't need your advice.
Mornings in my house are quite sort of rushed. I'm not the greatest morning person, so a lot of that is down to me.
Mornings are pretty good at the moment. We just hit that sweet spot where they can both get up and play with each other rather than jumping into our bed.
It's hectic and chaotic in the mornings, especially with 3 kids, but it's a kind of an organised chaos. My wife and I have settled ourselves into a bit of a routine where while she's doing one thing, I'll do another thing.
When I left my daughter, she kind of went, bye, see ya, Mom. And, but when I left my son, he just looked so small. And I just thought, he's just too young to leave, you know, maybe because he was my baby.
Playground drop-off is a little bit weird at the moment because I don't talk to any of the other dads.
Daisy's dad. Parents no longer actually have a name at all. This is something I didn't realise.
When they have the other parents in the playground, there's a lot of kind of forced conversation and a lot of small talk and, hi, how are you? And then they get all excited when the kids come out, and you get these different groups of parents. You get the ones that are overexcited, like, oh, what did you do at school today? And you get the others that are just like, come on, let's go home, we've got the oven on, the tea's cooking.
Sometimes you're looking around thinking, who are these people? We've been doing it for a year and a half at the same school. You thought I would have chatted to someone by now, but no one wants to talk to me.
My greatest fear is the parking. I hate to park, just hate driving, just can't go find a parking.
But then, by the time you've walked home, you go, I've got free time.
Nursery was brilliant because they would come back a little bit more disciplined because there was more structure throughout the day, whereas at home you just kind of doing whatever they wanted.
It helps them with their development and so on, and also, you know, the teachers teach them things that maybe you haven't got time to, so they come home and they've learned about their colours and their shapes, and you think, brilliant, that's one less thing for me to do.
They get into the latest crazes at school, so at the moment they're all into wrestling, and it's just me at home on my own, so consequently I have to do the wrestling with him, and it's exhausting, quite frankly.
Buying shoes for kids is a nightmare because they're quite expensive and they grow out of them within 2 weeks. You have to go back and buy another pair of shoes.
Kids' parties can be great if you're in a soft play because I can go off and run around with them. I don't like getting involved with the games because everyone wants to be fair nowadays. When you do pass the parcel, every kid has to get some sweets. No, you've got to teach them that life isn't fair and you won't always get sweets.
There's always been a themed party, my place, yes. I've always organised theme parties like Disney Princess or Cars.
In America, we eat the cake at the party. Here in England, you don't. You cut it up and then you wrap it up and you put it in the party bag. But the thing is that every time you took the party bag home, the cake's always smushed.
I think party bags are really a kind of a way for the parent who's organised the party to get a bit of revenge on you as a guest, because what they'll do is basically give your child a bag of sugar that they will go home and eat and then be awake for the entire night.
I don't think they've changed much since I was a kid. There's not enough cake in them because I never get a slice.
You know, the worst thing about having girls is always finding long hairs in your food, you know? Sit at the table and you suddenly go, finding long hairs in everything.